Hey everyone, this is Daphne Lee. I'm a ballerina with the Dance Theater of Harlem, and I'm so excited to be teaching open-based Horton class today and to share a little bit about my story. So thank you very much for having me. I hope you guys will enjoy, get a little workout in, feel a little sore, just a little bit of everything, but we're gonna get started since we're pretty quick on time. So we're gonna start with our flat backs. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure our hands are to our side, right here, and we're gonna go forward in threes. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and come up. 2, 3, and down. 2, 3, and come up. 2, 3. You're gonna do that 4 times. And we're gonna do the second set, which is gonna have our arms above our head. We're gonna go forward 1, 2, 3, and come up. 2, 3, and down. 2, 3, and come up. 2, 3. Same thing. We're going to do that whole entire section 4 times. And I want you guys to see my feet. So I'm going to bring it down here. Hopefully that's a little bit of a better angle. So one more time. Going down for 4, 1, 2, 3, come up 2, 3. 4 times. Same thing, adding the arms. 1, 2, 3, come up, making sure the neck is in line with the spine. 4 times, so we're gonna press the arms down. Then we're gonna go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add the arms, challenge ourselves a little bit. We're gonna plie, making sure those knees are open. Straighten the knees, come up. You're gonna push the hips forward, which is what we call the pelvic press. Come right back up and then press the arms down. We're gonna repeat that one more time. Go over, flat back, bring the arms around by the ears, plie, having those knees over the toes, but even on the outside, stretch, come up, push the hips back, come up, and press the arms down. 4th, are you ready for 4th? We're gonna go forward. Add the arms, elevate up. This is going to test your balance. For 6 counts, you stay there, drop the heels, and press the arms down. We're gonna do that twice as well. Then you're gonna follow me to do a series of roll downs, coming up and reversing it, going over and rolling up through the spine. So this is about warming up our hamstrings, warming up our spine, and getting our core, our neck, and our arms engaged. So let's start off with our flat backs for this Horton class. Let's get some music. This is the rhythm. Hands by your side. Stomach sit. And here we go. Flat back 1, 2, 3. Up. 2, 3. And forward. 2, 3. And up. 2, 3. Again. 2. Making sure that stomach is full. With the arms. And 4 times. Trying to reach as long as you can. you survived your flat backs. I know it's a lot to do in the very first thing, but now let's take a little bit of a break. We're gonna now do our roll downs. Roll down to, plie to, stretch to, roll up. The first position is gonna be hip width apart, feet are parallel. The second position are gonna be both feet together. The third position will be feet in first, heels are kissing, and the last position will be in a nice comfortable second. The entire time we are rolling down, we are going to plie and stretch and roll back up after all those flat backs. So I'm kind of reversing the process here. Normally you do roll downs first, then flat backs, but today we'll switch it. So we'll do it in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plie, 2, 3, 4. Stretch, 2, 3, 4, and come up. We'll repeat the whole thing again, but this time we'll double it. We'll go down 1, 2, plie, 2, 2, and stretch, 2, roll up, 2, 2. So we're gonna head on there. How are you guys doing? I wanna make sure everything's all right. Okay, good. Let's do our roll downs. All right, feet parallel. Let's release the spine. 6, 7, 8, 4 count. 2, 3, 4, empty it. 2, 3, 4, and stretch. 2, 3, 4, and roll up. Let's have feet parallel together. And 1, 2, 3, 4, empty it. Don't forget to breathe. Roll up. First position and down. Curving that spine. Empty it. Stretch. Roll up. Second position and 4 counts. A 2, a 3, a 4, empty it. Should feel good. Roll up. Now let's take a second to go to our parallel. We're going to do everything this time in 2 counts. Rolling down and rolling up. Here we go. And 1, 2, plie. Stretch. Roll up. Parallel and 1. Plie. Stretch. First position and down. Plie. And stretch. Roll up. Second and down. Plie. Feel the heaviness into the ground. Roll up. Good. Shake it out, shake it out. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna go into is our laterals. This is where we're in a nice wide second position. And we're gonna use our hips to shift us from side to side, and we're gonna work our obliques, we're gonna work our core and our lats as well. So now we're in this second, you're gonna have one hand on your hip, your right hand, left arm over, you're gonna reach over and shift in that hip to your left side. Reach over 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you heard that pop in my hip, and come up 2, 3, 4. Switch, you're gonna go over 2, 3, 4, and up 2, 3, 4. We'll do that for about 4 times. Then we're gonna do the same thing, but adding both arms. We're gonna go over 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2, 3, 4, over 2, 3, 4, up 2, 3, 4, over, and then over. Then we'll do the same thing, but we'll just do it in 2 counts instead of 4 counts. And then our first series will be, we're gonna go over with both arms, over 1, 2, plie, 3, 4, and 5, 6, stretch, 7, 8. Over 1, 2, plie, 3, 4. I'm thinking about lengthening. And 7, 8. And we'll stop there for now. So over 4 counts, then 2 counts for 8 times. Both arms. Over for 4 counts, you'll hear me call it out. And then 8 times, double the speed. Then we'll go into our first variation. Over 2, plie 2, stretch 2, come up. And over 2, plie, and stretch and up. And yes, you are allowed to shift in that hip. Let's try it with some music. Get into your wide leg second. We're gonna have the right hand on the hip, left arm up. 4 counts. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Should feel like a nice big stretch. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. 6, 7. 2 more times. You got this. 2, 3, 4, and up. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Let's do it in 2 more counts. A little faster. And over, up, over, up. Keep going. And good, everyone. Now let's do it with 2 arms slow. And 1, 2, shift that hip. 4, and up. Other side and shift. 2, 3, 4, and up. Again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. And over. And up. Double time. Here we go. Over, up, over, up, over, up. 4 more times. You can do it. Good. And let's press the arms down for now. So like I said, we're going to start our next variation, which is over, 2, plie, 2, and stretch, 2, come up. 2. As you see, I'm giving you guys a little breather. Take a sip of water if you need to. But yes, that will be our next thing. Let's do this 4 times for now, and then we'll press the arms down, and then we'll go into some swings to release that tension. That's the cool thing about Horton. Even though there are some things that are very hard and restricting, and it seems to be in place, the next movement usually has a release factor to kind of alleviate all of that tension that we just kind of built up working our muscles. So let's get ready to do our laterals again with the plie. Up, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over 1. Plie. And stretch. And up. And over. Plie. And stretch. 2 more times. Shift that hip as if you're between 2 walls. Stay down there if you can. Last time and over. Big plie. Good. And up. We're not done yet. We're pressing those arms down. Now shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let's get into our swings. This is one of my favorite combinations just because it gives you a really nice release. So we're gonna go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Our preparation is 5, 6, over 7, flat back, 8. What you're going to do is put a combination of both things. You're going to be releasing your head, neck, and arms and extending into a flat back. Releasing and extending into a flat back. The same concept we applied in the very beginning of class, going forward and up, creating that tabletop position. We're doing the exact same thing as we're swinging. So our preparation is 5, 6, over 7, and 8. Release. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8. After we do 8 of those, you turn back lateral, you come up, and you press the arms down. Normally, in a big group setting, we'd have group A go, and then group B go. But we're just going to do it 8 times, and I'll give you a little breather, and we'll move on to the next exercise. So let's get ready for our lateral swings. Release swings. 3, 4, arms 5, 6, 7, 8, go, and 1. Release, release, release. 4 more times, thinking long. Don't forget to exhale. 5, 6, 7, 8, and go. 1, 2, press down 3. Good. We'll try that again. You really want to make sure that you're being flat. So one of my instructors, what they would do is stand this close to me in front, and I would have to make sure that I am releasing as low and as flat as I can to not touch them. So again, the same concept as if there was a wall in front of you and a wall behind you. You want to make sure that you're releasing and you're getting as close to your legs as much as possible. You're working your hamstrings, and you're also working the trapezius muscles because you want that flat back to be long. A lot of people tend to ginch and creating a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders, and you kind of want to release that out. So let's do this one more time. One more set and we'll move on. Release wings. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. Release. No tension. Exhale. Two more. Good. Lateral side. And up. Press the arms down. Good. Shake it out. That's a lot for the upper body. All right. I'm going to take my sip. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Let's see. Let's do some footwork. So we're going to go feet in parallel, just going to be upright, but I don't want anybody just doing any old footwork. I want everybody to engage their core and engage their legs as well. So this becomes a different kind of workout. We're going to do demi and full and demi and down, tendu and flex and point, close. Other side, left leg, demi and point and demi and down, tendu and flex and point and close. If you can't see my feet, demi, full, demi, down, tendu, flex, point, close. Alternating. We're going to do front, front, side, side, back, back, side, and side. Then we'll do the same thing in 3, 4, up 5, 6, 7, 8. This is demi, full, demi, down, tendu, up, flex, up, point. Left leg and demi. Engage that core pulling up through the spine and tendu, up, flex, up, point, to the side and demi. Same in parallel, still staying there. Turning, elongate the heel, left side, good. Demi, full, demi, down, tendu, stretch, point, against the back. 2, 3, 4, tendu back. Try not to hit my couch here. And demi, full, relax the arms. And back. Up flexi and up pointy and close. Sides again. 1. Side. Last time to the left. And tendu. Up flex. Up point. Close. Good. Shake it out. Let's do the same thing in first position. Can we do double the time? Faster. Up 5, 6, 7, 8, and a demi. Full. Down. You flex on the tendu, close, and a demi. Full. Front and flex on the front to the side and demi. Full. Good. A 6 and a 7 and an 8. Where's that core go? And a 5 and a 6 and a 7 to the back and demi. And demi. Same to the right. Tendu and a flex and a point. A demi. 2, 3, 4 tendu and a flex and a point. Good. Good, good, good. Another fun foot exercise that I want to do is releasing the ankle while stabilizing the left side of our leg. So If you look at the wrist, my wrist is just kind of flapping. I'm going to do the same thing with my ankle. I'm gonna go a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7, 8. I'm not technically pointing the foot. I'm just releasing the ankle. While that leg is going front side, back side, the left leg is going to be doing a fondue. Like in ballet, you're going to be bending 1, 2, 3, 4, and a stretch 2, 3, 4. While the other leg is using the ankle motion. So it looks a little something like this. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Side, and 2, and 3, and 4, and a 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Bend, and 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a change the other leg. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Side, 2. So that's what we're going to be doing. Front, front, side, and back. The supporting leg is bending for 4 counts, straightening for 4 counts, while the other leg is literally just flicking the ankle in motion. Do not point that foot either. Just kind of have it there. A 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 7, 8, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5, 6, 7 to the side, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5, 6, 7, 8, a back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, side, 2, 3, 4, cut in, and change legs. Here we go, and 1. The motion is down, 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 to the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, aside. Good. Release. Let's do some isolations. So we're going to have our hands on our hips. We're going to be working on our rib cage. The rib cage is going to go front and side and back and side. Our feet are going to be moving parallel, coming forward in a plie position. And you're staying down here. So again, the ribs are going to go front, a side, a back, a side, a front, a side, a back, a side. Let's do that with music. Actually, yes, let's do that with music, and then we're going to double the rib cage as well. Five, 6, actually, there we go, a 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 7, 8, front, side, back, side, front, side, just the ribs are moving. Again, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, good. Same thing, double the rib cage. 5, 6, 7, 8. Front, side, side, back, side, side. How are you guys doing with that? So you're only dislocating the rib portion. Let's try doubles again. A 5, 6, 8, front. Good. Let's move into our hips. Let's relax the arms. We're going to create a figure 8 with our hips. Not a double circle. We're going to go around, forward, and back. Shift and around, forward, and back. Shift and around. 2, a 3, and 4. A 1, 2, a 3, and 4. Now both feet are flat on the ground, not one heel, and our hips are doing all the work. Now for our arms, we're going to keep them in this position. If you are right-handed, you're going to tremble your right hand. If you're left-handed, you'll tremble the left. Now with the opposite hand, you're going to kind of do these little plinks. Plink, and plink, and plink, and plink, and plink, and plink, while trembling your main hand. So we're going to do the same figure 8 with this rhythm. A 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8. So So I don't want to see this and then the other one is kind of getting lost there. This is about playing with both sides of your brain. So your hips are still doing the figure eight. Boom, 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 boom. And while this is trembling, and watch my elbows are up. They're not going to come down. You want to keep them up here, and that's where the focus is. So really try to see if you can concentrate on all those three things happening at the same time. Let's try with music. Good luck. Let's get our arms ready. Let's get low, up 5, figure 8, 6, a 7, here we 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, keep going, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do we do? Now, so whatever hand that you were shaking is going to be the other hand. So for me, that's going to be my left. That means my plings are going to be with my right index finger and thumb on the counts while still doing the figure 8. Not sure how this is going to go, but like I said, you can try it in the privacy of your own home. I do not get that luxury today, but same thing, making sure we're staying down and we're really shaking those hips in a figure 8 position while having our arms in motion. Good luck. Let's try the opposite side. All right. And 5, 6, get low, here we go. 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is hard. 6, 7, 8. Ooh. That's always a fun one to play around with. Even when I was learning the Horton technique, it was something that was still difficult and could not get right away. So be sure to practice that. See if you can make your dominant hand tremble, but the other one stay on rhythm while still doing a figure 8. Let's do, we can do our Egyptian walks as well. So we're going to have the arms bent, palms are facing in, and you're going to be moving parallel coming forward. Every single time moving through the metatarsals of your feet. I'm going to push this a little bit more back. And then we're going to turn the upper body right and left. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slow it down. 2, 3, 4. If you don't have the space in your room, that's okay. Just stay in place and then shift this way if need be. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. We'll have the same kind of music. Up 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. 1, 2, 3. 2 counts. And 1, 2, 1, 2, and 4 counts. Let's go backwards. Right leg and 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep twisting. Good, 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 good. All right, so it's officially 7 o'clock. So if you do hear people banging pots and pans and horns and clapping, that is because we're saying thank you to all of our essential care workers who are out there on the front lines. That is what that extra noise is coming from. So I cannot control that sound if you happen to hear it through the YouTube Live. Let's keep going though. We're going to still be working. So let's work on our parallel leg swings. I'll try to speak a little bit louder. Arms are going to be to the side, palms are going to be facing down. What you're trying to achieve in this position is that you're going to brush into an attitude and you're going to brush backwards. Same thing, trying to achieve this position. So eventually here and here. If you can't do that, that's absolutely fine. You're going to do that in 3 swings. You're going to go brush front, brush back, brush front, step forward. Brush front, brush back, brush front, step forward. From there, let's add a little bit of a challenge. For those who want to advance a little bit harder, we're going to go into our stag balances. For those that just want to keep doing the brushes, that's absolutely okay, and keep shifting if you can. So I'll show that other modification as well. Brush 1, a 2, a 3, a shift, and a 1, a 2, a 3, shift. You're going to stay there, and you're going to reach into your stag position, which is like this if you see it from the side. The arms are coming from the chest. One arm is reaching forward, the other one is reaching back. You are in parallel, you're in plie, and that back leg is hitting that stag, the same position that you're doing when you're swinging backwards. So that's what we're going to do. Swing 1, swing 2, 3, step forward, just plain old leg swings. Coming forward. Let's do 2 sets if we can in the space. Then the second time around, we'll do the same thing, but we're going to add that stag position as well. Swing, swing, step, and a swing. 2, 3, 4, up 5, get ready. 7, 8, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, 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 good. Let's repeat that, or we can go to our stags. I'm going to be going into the one that goes into the stags. Up 5, 6, 7, 8. And bounce. Good, other side. And stag. And finish. Good. In the more advanced methods of the parallel swings, we would go swing 1, 2, we would bop my Alice comb, plie, and then go into a stag. And then same thing other side, parallel swing 1, 2, Alice comb, arms and fist, plie, and go into a stag. Let's try it. For those who are interested in trying it, go ahead. If not, let's keep working on those parallel leg swings. If you want to do something a little different, we can work on the contraction and release of the upper body. So for those that want to try that version, you're going to contract your body, bringing the leg forward, release your upper body when the leg goes back, contract again, and step forward. So that's another way of doing it as well. So I'm going to go into the swing, swing, bop ma, plie, and stag, 2, 3, and 4. We swing, we bop ma, plie, and we stag. For those that want to try that way. Here we go. And a 5, 6, 7, 8. A swing. 2. Bop ma. Plie. Stag. A swing. 2. Bop ma. Plie. Stag. Good, 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 good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's take a second let's do some T's. We're going to go in second position. Make sure you have a wide second. We're going to go and a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. You're going to shift to one side, initiating a high T. And then you run back to second. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to repeat it, but this time we're going to take the time to go into an actual lateral T. 1, 2, 3, 4. High T, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do that for now. So make sure you have a little bit of room. If you need to go sideways, that's okay too. I'll talk out the combination one more time. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay 5, 6, 7, 8. This leg over here is facing in. That leg is parallel. The supporting leg is turned out. So I wanted to make that note very clear. They're not both turned in, they're not both turned out. The working leg is turned out, the leg that's in the air is turned in. My kneecap is facing toward the camera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, and 8, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. Now to the T. 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6 over 7, and 8, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try it. Perfect tempo. A 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach, 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 pulling up and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this again. Good. And a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go into our lateral T. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 7, 8, and a 1. You did all that work in the beginning of class. This is the time to try it. And 1, 2 more times. Good, 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 good. So let's kind of do a recap. For those of you who are new to Horton, you did your flat back series, up and down. You did your laterals. You did your roll downs and rolling up. You did your isolations. You did your Egyptian walks. You did your figure eights with the trembling hand and the flickering. You did your parallel swings. With the batma, you did your stag. And now you're doing your T's. Like I said, there's a lot more information that comes with this, but due to time, we're condensing it into a shorter version of all of that information. And there's a lot of details as well. So I think we can conclude this class with a Coccyx balance. So I'm going to move this down here. You're gonna come up, legs and head on the floor at the same time. Come up, my hands are parallel to the side, and come down. We're gonna do that with the music. That'll be the last thing we do for this Horton series, just to get our core engaged. All right, so lay on your back if you can. So here's the rhythm that it's going to be. We're going to come up, 2, 3, and down. 2, 3, come up, 2, 3, let's try. And up, 2, 3, and down. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, and down. Come up and down. Last one. And down. Good. So that's a little bit of our ab workout there. It goes on to continue to releasing one leg, 2 legs, opening up into a high V, coming down, lowering. There's a whole series when it comes to Coccyx balance. So like I said, that's something for you to practice on, you know, as the week continues, to stay up here, releasing the back. You want the back not to be curved, you want it to be flat, and then you want this leg to be parallel 90 degrees to the ground. Also, the legs are not together. There is a little bit of separation. So that's what you're also doing, and your arms are gonna be in line with your legs as well. Let's do this again. Lie on your backs, take a breather. Of our class. And for those who want to stay on to know a little bit more about my journey of how I got into the Dance Theater of Harlem, stay tuned. Get your water, whatever you need, whatever makes you comfortable. I'm gonna take a few sips myself. So once again, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is Daphne Lee. I'm a company artist with the Dance Theater of Harlem. I'm originally from Rahway, New Jersey, and I now live here in Manhattan. I went to school at Fordham University, which is hooked up with the Ailey program. I majored in dance. Had my BFA from the Ailey Fordham School, and I'm currently working on my master's in dance as well from Hollins University. I ended up getting affiliated with Dance Theater of Harlem when I was 13 years old by doing the summer intensives. And that was the first time, my first summer intensive ever. I believe I was 12, 13. And I fell in love with the organization. I fell in love with seeing a whole lot of young ladies and boys that looked like me. It was just incredible. The company was rehearsing. I got to see Arthur Mitchell. I got a chance to work with him. So it was from that summer intensive that I knew that I wanted to be a part of that organization at one point. Now, the funny thing is, I never wanted to be a dancer. I was interested in only becoming a doctor because I'm first generation American, and that was kind of my personal mindset. But I also knew that I could have a career in dance because my mother was a former ballet dancer who also trained at the Dance Theater of Harlem School. So what a cool connection was that I already knew that, you know, brown ballerinas exist. I already knew per se about Dance Theater of Harlem because of my mother and the pictures that we had in our house. of Firebird, of Miss Virginia Johnson, who I now work for. So that was kind of my thing. It was just like, I don't think I want to go into the arts. I just did it more recreationally, as you know, with playing the violin, with joining tennis and the debate team. It was just something recreational. And until the age of 18, I had auditioned for Juilliard, and that's when I realized I think I want to dance professionally. Once I got into the Ailey Fordham School, that's when everything just started happening. I ended up getting a contract to Alvin Ailey 2, touring all over the world, all over the country. And then I was able to freelance with different artists, including Beyonce herself, which was an incredible moment. And then I ended up moving to Memphis, Tennessee to dance at another company called Collage. My parents then got a little sick and I had to move back to New York City. And at that point, I was just interested in probably freelancing. I didn't think I can get into a company. But I did reach out to the organization. I did my audition, and then there was a position made available. So that was really exciting. So I've been with the company for only 2 seasons. But I feel like I've always been with the company because I've worked with so many of the dancers in other projects. And like I said, I was a member of the Dance Theater of Harlem School. So that's my affiliation with the school and getting into the company, and that's kind of where I am now. And a little exciting moment for me was, don't go anywhere. One really exciting moment was getting the opportunity to be featured on a little publication. This is really, really exciting, continuing our 50th anniversary, and I get to share it alongside my 2 amazing colleagues, Ingrid Silva and Ali Hutchinson. So this was a really nice treat for me coming into the company. So that was really lovely. But yeah, that's kind of my journey. My journey is a little different. It's not the typical route of a traditional ballet dancer. Some people will call me a chameleon. Some people will say that I'm really versatile. And that's part of my goal, yes. But I also want people to know that I'm not a jack of all trades and a master's in none, so to speak. I want people to know that I am dedicated to whatever field I'm in, but I really want to explore making sure that I pay homage to all of dance, whether that's West African, whether that's ballet, whether that's hip hop, whether that's tap. I want to make sure that I know everything, and I find joy in that. I find joy in being able to take part in all of that. Any questions? Oh, yeah. Thank you. So yeah, that's literally been my journey, and I hope to continue on with Dance Theater Harlem. I know right now it's not the best time. We didn't get our chance to do our season. There's a lot of different setbacks, but we're not the only ones. Companies across the country as well as Broadway, we're all kind of suffering through this. But at the same time, look what we've been able to do with our technology and have moments to share classes, to share rehearsals, to take class, even for professional artists. So there is a little light. And like I said, I hope you continue to support Dance Theater of Harlem on their endeavors, making donations, staying up to date with their weekly classes. We have a great lineup that's coming on. Stay in tune with us. Get to know the dancers as well. Like I said, we all have different stories and backgrounds. What's another cool thing? What do I like to do in my spare time? Probably eat and sleep. Definitely like to eat and sleep. I love to cook. Yeah, I'm such a foodie. You can ask my roommates on tour. They're always like, oh my God, Daphne's visiting this restaurant and spending money over here and doing something else. But I also like to just be in my own little bubble. I like to read. I like to kind of just take my time to do me. If you have any questions before I let everyone go, feel free. Thank you for the class. Yay. Thank you for those who are watching, for those who are engaged. Like I said, I wish I can teach more, and I wish I can go over more details about the Horton technique. One thing about the Horton technique was that I got really, really strong. My core was on point. I don't know what it looks like now because of this quarantine, but it was definitely strong. My arms were so cut. It was something new to me. I never did Horton. When did I start dancing? I started dancing at 3 years old. Mommy and me classes. my mother was teaching, and instead of going to the babysitter, I would go with her to work, which was teaching. So eventually, I guess I just got up and joined. I don't remember how I started, but my mother did say I was 3. um, so that's kind of how I started dancing. Like I said, I did not make a decision to dance professionally until 18. I was never that little kid that said, I want to be a ballerina, or I want to be I never said that. I never said it. I never was pushed. I sometimes wish my mother did push me, because then I'd want to see where I would be now. Favorite dance style? It used to be hip hop, and I think now it's just contemporary ballet. I love, art that provokes. I love getting really emotional and deep into the work. I am getting my master's at Harlem University. And the cool thing about that program is that you don't need to have an undergraduate degree in order to get a master's in dance. So it's pretty cool. The music, for those who are asking about the music, it is actually through the same percussionists that work at Ailey. It's the percussion for dance technique, but that is the music I use because that's staying true to the actual technique. This is the actual music that was made for Horton by the same percussionists who are still teaching at the Ailey School, which is pretty awesome. So I can take Dunham classes. For those of you who are interested in Dunham classes, I believe the Ailey School has that class as well. I don't know if Dance Theater Harlem at the moment has expressed an interest in taking Dunham classes or receiving Dunham classes, but that's something to put on the radar. I'm unable to teach those classes, but it's also another hard one. It's another challenging class. So there's a beauty to all these different modern techniques, and I think it's important for everyone to know a little bit about each one, because that ultimately influences how you move elsewhere. The more knowledge you get, the better you are. Let's see, there are adult classes. I believe there are adult classes. If you're staying in tune with DTH.org, dancetheaterofharlem.org, you should see a full lineup every week, or check back weekly to see who's teaching what classes. I know there's adult beginner, ballet, or maybe even a fitness jazz class with Mr. Quentin. So stay tuned on Dance Theater of Harlem. Like, do not shift around. Like, stay tuned and see what classes they are offering. The company members are teaching as well, so there should be something for everyone. Are there any other questions? Am I talking too much? Are there any other questions about career, about dance education? Will I teach again next week? Well, let's see. It depends on how good or bad I taught this class. We'll see if I would love to teach again next week. It may be a different set of dancers. I know one of my other colleagues, he also, if he teaches as well. So yeah, like I said, stay tuned to the website to see who will be teaching. And yeah, have fun with it. Have a lot of fun with it. Enjoy it. If you're sore tomorrow, do not blame me. That's my disclaimer. Blame the technique. Last minute questions. Got 2 more minutes and then I'm gonna head out if no one says anything else. I just want to say thank you. Continue to stay safe. I appreciate you, and I'm so happy that we were able to share this little moment. If there's no other questions, then I will sign out. Follow my journey on Daphne 732. Someone has one of the Horton techniques named after a person. Yes. So Lester Horton was the person that created the Horton technique. It was made to be very linear, also made to engage the core. And this was his own codified technique that has been established and preserved throughout time, just like Martha Graham, Dunham, etc. So that's kind of how that came about. Nervous about getting. I think you have to maintain a balance when you're working on your core, like a little bit of fitness, in addition to taking your ballet class to maintain stability. When you're going on auditions, making sure that you know what the audition is for, what they could potentially look for, and you want to build yourself around that. You will get the stamina and all of those things. Yes, it'll take a second, but you actually just have to go to the audition just to kind of see. When I'm doing Broadway auditions and things like that, it's the same kind of concept. It's like I just need to go and see if I can do it and then make it from there. Side views. Not sure what that question means. Side views, please. But yeah, you just have to you know, look into it, get as much information as you can, and then work on, okay, how do I get into there? What do I need to do? What are they looking for? Look at the other dancers that are in the room and seeing, okay, what do they have to offer and how can I steal and play around with those same kind of things. But yeah, thank you guys so much for class. I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy. Follow me on Daphne732 and make sure you are following Dance Theater of Harlem. We are still here. We are still thriving. We are still moving. And I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you so, so much. Bye, everyone. How do I? Okay.